This episode is brought to you by Thor's Ice Cream, the best ice cream menu in Billingham. Find them at the rink on game days and pick from their range of amazing desserts, including the Biscoff brownie and the famous whippy trays, with a choice of amazing toppings. Supporters of the Stars and Buccaneers and proud partners of STARCAST. Find Thor's Ice Cream on social media.
This is STARCAST, the official podcast of the Billingham Stars. Watch and listen for the latest news from the Big Red Machine.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the STARCAST, your official podcast of the Billingham Town Council, Billingham Stars. It's been such a long time since we talked to you. We thought we'd come back online. A couple of things have happened in the last couple of weeks that we need to share and to talk about. So we've assembled the crew. Carol and Jono are here alongside to talk all things Big Red Machine, as always. Evening both. How's things? Seems so long since last we saw you.
Yeah, no, all good.
All good
One wicket on Saturday, Jono.
Yeah, just the one on Saturday. A big one, but just the one.
Yeah.
It was a battle. As Carol will tell you, she was watching. I had a battle on my hands on Saturday. So, yeah, glad to get that one.
You got the big W, though, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But the cricket podcast is for the summer. We'll do that later. Yeah, so just a couple of things. Obviously, the weekend just gone, we had the presentation night, and the Stars are out supporting one of our sponsors. So we'll talk about that really, and just a couple of things that have happened in the last week or so around the hockey world. We've got a supporters club raffle extra as well, which John will explain later on when we get there. And some other hockey, the NHL playoffs are going on as well, and they're just a bit mental at the moment as well. So we'll give them a mention. We'll kick off presentation night back at the Synthonia Suites again. Very good turnout. Obviously players, plus ones, sponsors, fans. Excellent night. The staff at the suites once again, top job on the two-course carvery. But the awards were the order of the day as well. Carol, do you want to first of all just a broad brush thought on the night?
Always an excellent night out. It doesn't seem to matter how successful the season we have comparatively. End of season presentation night is always one not to miss, and yet again it delivered.
And if you turned up doing the equivalent of climbing Everest the day before or the day off,
yeah, that just made the liquid refreshment taste even better.
Yeah, we'll give that a mention in AOB as well. That was a fantastic thing that happened on the Friday daytime. Jono, your quick thoughts on presentation night? Obviously, the supporters club had a big part to play as well. As a night,
just a fantastic day, fantastic night. Getting a chance to speak to people away from hockey or the impending game, or after a heated game, you can get to speak to the players and just in a different scenery and scenario where they're not sweating buckets or they're in mid preparation for a game. So yeah, it's great to go around and speaking to everybody, and obviously just give a personal thanks to lads as well. They all do have Monday to Fridays, so just a massive personal thank you to them to do what they do on a weekly basis and put the bodies through what they put them through. I mean, just watching what these NHL guys put their bodies through, and they're on multi-million pound contracts. And yeah, granted, we don't play at that pace or anything like that, but the bodies get put through the same kind of pressures. So it only helps me anyway appreciate what our lads do for us on a weekly basis.
And we had our usual, obviously the club awards, which we'll go through in a minute. But obviously, Alan did his review of the year in true Alan style. And then obviously the thank you of the volunteers, everybody who helps out on a match night, helps out during the week, basically makes the club tick on a day-to-day basis. So seeing that kind of thing recognised is always good. Having the sponsors there, obviously the table from Clifton Lodge, which is always good to see, but having the sponsors supporting as well. So it was just I think I said when I was waffling on near the end, it's kind of, yes, last year we had all the league trophies, but this year we didn't have the league trophies, but it's still, Billingham hockey is still alive and well, and new fans and everything's growing, and it's still a kind of a feel good night, wasn't it?
Very much so. I think for me the biggest part of the night maybe isn't necessarily the Players Awards. It's more the thank yous for everybody behind the scenes who, you know, not a lot of people either know about or get to talk to or get to recognise throughout the year. It's just all of the people that, the parts of the jigsaw, the stars jigsaw that perhaps people aren't terribly aware of. You might see them around on match night, but you don't know what their contribution is or what they do. So I think it's great that we're able to make sure that everybody gets a big warm hug and a thank you at the end of the season.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And just on that as well. I mean, Kath and Judy both got thank yous from their partners on that night, because without their help or anything like that, there's no way Terry and Alan can put the hours in that they put in, because doing what I do this year is not put a lot of strain on me and Fiona, but it was very, very tiring. So probably quadruple those hours of what Alan and Terry do. Those wives must have some patience, I tell you.
Yeah, no, 100%. And they say Alan made a point of thanking his fellow directors. Was you said he's been doing it since
2002, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what you said. Yeah.
They all believe they're heading into their 25th season.
Yeah. So 2001, 2002, that would be right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So that's, I mean, as we've seen hockey clubs come and go in the last few years, for a club in a town like Billingham to keep going for 25 years, and there's been no.
We've been through it ourselves.
Yeah,
all the changes that we've had over the years
in Billingham's history, indeed. Yeah. But since the current era, for the current directors to run it the way they've run it, and get it to it in a position where it's one of the arguably best run clubs, certainly in the NIHL regional leagues, and dare say possibly one of the best run in the country, just for the way it keeps going and obviously looks after its players and its volunteers, and the rink and everything's run well and that kind of way. So it was a great night from that respect, let's say. Billingham, as I mentioned, Alan, as well as being the GM and one of the directors, he's probably one of the few club owners who meets the fans face to face at the door. And Alan could probably tell you people's names and stories, and he's new and she's new and I haven't seen her before, and we're still getting new fans, which is also what I said on the Friday night. We're still getting, even after 4 trophies, no trophies, we're still getting new fans this year. We're still growing, the attendances are still growing, and I think that's testament to the work that's gone in, and definitely playing the long game. So kudos to the running of the Billingham Stars. As for the awards, Carol, do you want to just take us through the list of who got what on the night?
Yeah. And no panic, anybody. All of the photos and graphics and what have you from the evening will be going up sometime this week. Photo editing is taking a while, given that we had another event to cover. And I personally, from a work point of view, had another event to cover. So I have hundreds of photos that I'm sorting through currently. So hang fire on that one. But to run through our 25-26 season player awards, most improved player went to Ben Greenhow. The manager's player of the season, that went to Joe Dowdle. Top point scorer went to Chris Sykes. Best defenseman, a double winning night for Joe Dowdle. well done. Best forward went to Callum Wilkinson. Players player, our team couldn't choose. We had a 3-way split for this one, and it went to the leadership group of James Moss, Chris Sykes, and Michael Elder. Coaches player of the year was James Moss. The Hockey Hound player of the year was James Moss. And just to make it one of those nights, Mr. Moss also scooped, very unsurprisingly, the supporters player of the season. Now, I think we all called that. I don't think that was a difficult one, but a great night for Mr. Moss. He picked up 4 trophies, or 3 1/3 if you want to be pedantic about it.
Yeah. No, it was good, and obviously you can't call him an unsung hero if he's got 4 trophies to take away. And he said they were going to his grands as well, because he hasn't got a trophy cabinet, so they're going to his grands for a mantelpiece. But yeah, no, well done to all of the winners. Obviously, Hockey Hound, another one who are a local business working with the team, supporting the team, and the likes of John on the equipment side, but giving a little back and doing their own award for the team as well. So thanks to the guys at Hockey Hound, and Chris Lutz turned up as he played several roles on the night. Chris Lutz, where he was standing for the guys from Hockey Hound who were at another event. Jono, your thoughts before we talk about the supporters club bit at the end, particularly?
Yeah, no, you can understand all the reasonings behind them. The most improved, I probably can't argue with Ben, to be honest. He got shuffled around a little bit this season, but ended up taking a big role, playing third line centre, and doing a fantastic job statistically, winning these face-offs. And for those who know me, that is one of the biggest stats out there for me, because without the puck, you can't control the game. And you win face-offs, you've got the puck, you've got every chance of doing the most damage with it. So, yeah, a big role for him this year, and hopefully it gets a spark for him to improve and move into next season. Joe Dowdle is just one of those defensemen who just goes quietly about his business, and you very rarely talk about him because, for one, he just doesn't make mistakes. He's just cool, calm, and collected on the night. He's not a flashy player. He's not one of those big names that are going to stand up and make big hits on the blue line or carry the puck from north to south or things like that. He just gets on with his game and plays his way and keeps it very, very simple. Callum Wilkinson, he's chipped in with some big moments. Probably got on a bit of a run toward the end of the season when the power play started clicking again, because it went a bit sour in the middle part of the season. And then what more else can you say about Mossy? I mean, we've all seen the potential over the years, and it was probably last season was probably just coming of age. It was going to happen sooner or later, and it happened for him last season. And I think I'm probably not the only one. I even seen lads on the bench stand there and go, "How's he just done that? How's he just done that?" And there was probably 4 or 5 of those occasions from him last season where he's put the team on his back, and you just got to stand back and just applaud because he was that good. And the fact that the team couldn't split the players player and it all went to the leadership just shows how valuable those 3 are and how much them 3 carry this team. So on a whole, you can understand the way all the trophies went this year.
Yeah. And Carol, the top points, obviously it's not a subjective one, it's a hard and fast numbers award, and the award physically has Chris Sykes' name literally all over it. Pretty much since he turned up at the Stars, he started off as a goal scorer and now more of a goals, but as a point scorer all around. And he's just never stopped scoring, and he's well on the way to chasing down the impossible, you could say.
Yeah, I think he might do it as well, because let's face it, even when we've had what everybody seems to think has been a comparatively mediocre season, there's Chris Sykes just banging the goals in, and more often than not this season, feeding his teammates. Where would we be without him? You think about all of the goals and points that he's contributed since he arrived, and he is an adopted Teessider now. He's been here long enough. We're claiming him as our own. He is Billog all the way through now. But where were we without him? It's quite scary, actually, the contribution that he's made over the years. And will he do the impossible? Will he catch Spike? I actually think there's a fair to middling chance he might, if he keeps going at the rate he is.
Yeah,
I think he might.
Yeah, I mean, he had, only say on a what's turned to be a down season, he still had what 80 odd points.
80 league points. So
Yeah,
whatever he's picked up in the playoffs need to be added on for that for his grand total.
Yeah.
And he's around the 800 mark now, so not long to go.
200 and we'll have to dig out the actual figures. I think Spike was just under 1,050. I think Spike was. So he's about 250 points away. That's one to chase in the years ahead. But yeah, again, thanks to everybody at the Santonia Suites. Thanks to everybody who came along and had a good night to kind of draw the season to an official close on Friday night. That was that done and dusted. Wasn't quite the end for the Big Red Machine though. One of our sponsors had an open day on Sunday. Clifton Lodge. Moving into a new premises in Hartlepool, new and improved for their Hartlepool customers. So we were invited along, and the supporters club crew were there. Carol was there to document what's going on. Mikey and Jacob were there. The unsung Billy was there. Thor Ice Cream was there. Basically, everybody who was there. So, Carol, again, it's a big part of, like we say, the club and the community kind of working together. And it was great to be involved and support Clifton Lodge as they've supported us so much over the last few years.
Well, absolutely. You know, it's always great when we can show visible support for our sponsors, which we try to do at every turn. Opportunities like this one come along quite rarely. So, from a personal point of view, I'm absolutely chuffed that they've moved sites, because parking for the other Hartlepool site ain't great. So they've moved to these fabulous new premises, and I had a walk around, and they've got all this amazing new diagnostic kit inside, and I'm thinking, do you know what? Accident prone and illness prone as one of my dogs is, probably end up using all of this kit. Yeah. So it just looks amazing, and to be able to just go along and show our support. And there was quite a few people that I saw with a little bit of hockey kit on. And the place was, I think it was 12 till 4 on Sunday, and there was I was there from the start. I didn't make it to the end. I know a lot of people did, but it seemed to be busy throughout. So yeah, big ribbon cutting, and that Billy helped out on, and great that Mike and Jacob gave up some of their time as well, just to have a little wander around. I think Mike was probably the same as me, coming out to check the facilities, because his little pooch is registered with Clifton Lodge as well. So it is whatever we can give back to our sponsors and the community. So it was a really good event.
Yeah, and the supporters club with Billy Jono obviously playing a big part, able to support as well, which is one of the main things that the supporters club likes to do.
Yeah, I could go on a whim here and talk for hours just on sponsors and why they're so important, but having Billy there this year and being a part of these sort of occasions is just an absolute win for everybody. He's become a big part and a big personality of what the Billingham Stars are, and when we can take him to places like this with sponsors, and kids get to see him and like him and love him, who may not be fans of the sport, will want to see him again. So it all goes hand in hand, and it's absolutely unbelievable to see those facilities. They're absolutely incredible, and I generally hope I never get to see the inside of the place with my little pooch. Also registered with Clifton. I mean, it's like a law if you're from Billingham, I think. You're with Clifton Lodge, but no, unbelievable facilities, an unbelievable day, probably an absolute huge honour for Billy the Bear and Jacob and Mike to be part of that opening and cutting the ribbon. So it was great to see that we're doing great things with our sponsors, and hopefully it'll just help in the future when it comes to other events as well.
Yeah, no, brilliant, and well done to everybody, and Zoe and the gang at Clifton Lodge. Good luck here with your new premises, and hopefully, I say, as John and Carol says, they've seen the inside. That's enough. They don't want to see inside anymore. That was fine. We'll just keep the fees down to a minimum. I know you're a sponsor, but still, thank you. But yeah, the Zoe and the gang at Clifton Lodge, big supporters of the team. Obviously, the sponsor, the Stars Hot Shot, but a big sponsor for the last few years. So long may that relationship continue. So thanks to them, and good luck with their new place. Talking on sponsorship, during the Vets Open Day, one of our sponsors was there, Mr. Thor, and Carol made a negotiation and signed with a legally binding photograph of a handshake. We have a renewal of the Thor's sponsorship of STARCAST, Carol.
Well, why wouldn't we? The deal was done. As a quality purveyor of fine ice cream, and having sampled their wares all season, why would we not renew our sponsorship deal with Mr. Thor? So yes, I took the opportunity while he was sat in his van on Sunday to just negotiate a little, and the deal has been done. We are once again sponsored by Thor's Ice Cream for 26-27. I think that might be our first announcement for the new season. There you go. The deal has been done.
So thanks to Thor, or as his off-duty name as Dave. So we'll stick to Thor if he doesn't mind. Thanks to Thor's Ice Cream. We'll obviously keep in touch through the summer and try and see what we can do in terms of how we want to make the sponsorship work for both sides. So thanks to that, and thanks to Carol for the negotiation. And was it sealed with an ice cream after you'd made the deal?
I had a choc and nut Knickerbocker Glory.
I mean, it feels
Biscoff crumb Knickerbocker Glory.
It feels rude not to at the time, doesn't it? Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic stuff. Thanks to Thor's Ice Cream. I say look out for more from them in the coming season as a sponsor of STARCAST. So great stuff on that. In terms of the club catch up, that's pretty much it. We've got a couple of bits of AOB. The bits I've got written down before we go on to the list. Do you want to bring anything up before we go through a couple of topics? Carol, do you have anything?
I'm thinking everything I wanted to say is probably on that list. At least I hope it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll come back around if we've missed anything. John, anything before we go through a little running order?
No, I'm gonna leave some for another episode, I think.
Fine, lovely. So here's a couple of words I never thought I'd say on an ice hockey podcast. Paul Chuckle was with the GB team in Nottingham today. They've done a little video. It's going absolutely mad on socials. It was
to me, to you.
I think it was Joe Hazeldine, and they were passing the puck back and forward. And obviously, it had the, you can guess the script. Didn't take a lot of work. The script, to me, to you, to me, to you. But no, stuff like that. I mean, we laugh. It's sometimes it is a bit cringy, but in this social media, a little 10-second, 15-second video like that just goes around. Will still do probably more than a well-written press release or a nice little photograph montage or whatever. So priceless coverage for GB there with once again Paul Chuckle in a GB shirt. Yeah, so GB playing pre-championship warm-up games. They're playing Italy in Milton Keynes on Thursday and in Nottingham on Saturday. They're also playing them twice in Italy before they head out to Switzerland for their top division world championships. Again, part of the club kind of ethos. Big shout out to the Billingham Juniors. Made a post last week, which we shared on our socials there. Learn to play. Basically filled the rink at the Forum last Sunday. Over 60, I think, was a new high. And that's learn to play under 10, like under 10s. It's the wee little ones, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it is literally learn to play a stroke under 10s, isn't it?
Pinkies.
Yeah. But that learn to play, the introduction into ice hockey is huge, because you get those numbers, and then they feed into your junior teams, and in 7-8 years time we get a quality forward, or a quality goalie, or a quality defenseman to play, or defense person, even, just however we get them through our system. And the juniors are a huge part of ice hockey in Billingham. We could do a whole episode on Billingham's contribution to British ice hockey through the years. One of whom will be playing this weekend for Great Britain against Italy. But anyway, no, great stuff from the juniors, and obviously everybody who runs the junior side, they learn to play. We often see it on a Sunday, just before our games on Sunday nights. They take up the whole ice. They've got the stations, 3 different stations, and the kids go through their paces, little mini games, skills, and everything like that. It's fantastic to bring them in, and then feed into under 10s, and then from then, hopefully the kids are hooked, and they're Billingham hockey fans and players through and through. So anything to say on that, or just nodding?
No, it's just, again, a town of our size, punching well above its weight in the hockey world. More proof to that we are a hockey town. We really are. This town loves hockey. The fan numbers show that, and these kids wanting to play hockey shows that as well. And if just one of those kids on the ice becomes a full-time star, and then it's been all worth it for every single one of them, because that's what it's all about. And if one of them on the ice then goes on to play a National League, Elite League, again, it shows that the program works also.
Or goes on to captain their country by levies.
Those kids on ice have probably got some of the best role models out there. They've got the Great Britain captain. They've got Finn Braden doing what he's doing at Leeds. They've got Tommy Spraggan doing what he's done at Hull by becoming like defenseman of the year there. And then just looking at Billingham, they've got a leadership team such as they'll never see a classier captain in Michael Elder, and the abilities of James Moss and Chris Sykes. So they've got it all to look up to in Billingham. That we've got players that have been there, done it, and done everything, and got more than just the jerseys to say that they've been there and done it as well. So a great program. Long may it continue, and long may it's successful as well.
Yeah, no, amen to that. Anything, Carol? Are we just agreement?
Massive agreement. I mean, we've said it too many times before on this podcast. We're self-reliant, and that's no mean feat. Other teams are set up differently, and that's their prerogative. But just from a pure geographical standpoint, we're not the most attractive team to come and play for, because usually we are out on a limb, and it involves lots of travel for players to come to us. So we've set ourselves up that we, by and large, don't need to go outside of the region, and the learn to play just keeps going from strength to strength. And our junior clubs are all doing very, very well, and it can only bode well for future stars.
Huge kudos to the junior club and I say the work they continue to do. Do you want to do your jersey raffle? Do you want to do that at the end?
Absolutely. And this bit might prick up a few ears. So we had our wonderful warm-up jersey raffle a fortnight ago now. Everything was collected over the last week, and one of them, our multiple winners, has kindly donated one of the blank stroke blood jerseys back to us to be re-raffled off. And when this happened, luckily, we still had the orange tub of raffle winners. So everybody who's entered is still in this tub. So in a second, I will draw another ticket out. I don't know who that'll be off the top of my head. It'll just be a number. If you know your number, lucky you. If not, Kay has still got everything that we need to know, and she'll be in touch to let you know that you're the lucky person who's had a second chance at winning one of these jerseys. So
This episode is brought to you by Thor's Ice Cream, the best ice cream menu in Billingham. Find them at the rink on game days and pick from their range of amazing desserts, including the Biscoff brownie and the famous whippy trays, with a choice of amazing toppings. Supporters of the Stars and Buccaneers and proud partners of STARCAST. Find Thor's Ice Cream on social media.
yeah, I'll draw. I'll show the camera again that these tickets are in there. Up there, they're all there. Give them a good shake. So the winner of the returned ticket return jersey, I should say, not the return ticket, is number 11. Number 11. There you go, number 11. If you remember that as your raffle ticket, you have won the game worn warm-up jersey, which is blank on the back.
That's fine. It's the raffle went off really well, and obviously the first time Billingham have done the warm-up shirts. I'm guessing it's not the last. And They do look really smart in person. I've got one. Carol's lucky enough. I got a one in the raffle. So yeah. Obviously next year's warm-up shirts and jerseys and stuff is a topic for a whole another time. But yeah, thanks to the kind benefactor, and congratulations to our new winner. We'll put it on socials, and obviously the supporters club will share it as well, so we'll reach as many people as possible. Before we finish with the NHL playoffs, there was another. We talked about the Vets Open Day. There was another event which, again, it's one of our sponsors has kind of asked for our support, and it's our title sponsor, the Billingham Town Council, and it's this coming weekend at one of the oldest buildings in the town, Carol, the St Cuthbert's Church. Do you want to fill us in?
Yeah, St Cuthbert's Church isn't just the oldest building in Billingham; it is the oldest building in Teesside, by a way. So it's well over 1,000 years old. It's a very well-known facility in Billingham anyway, because I don't think there'll be many people in Billingham who haven't been to a wedding there or a christening there or some other religious ceremony. A lot of the choir concerts were there when I was at school. So it's been around literally forever. Unfortunately, it is and has been for some time under threat of closure by the Diocese of Durham. But there's been a very active campaign to keep the facility open as a community hub. And one of the initiatives that's being run by the Friends of St Cuthbert's Church happens this weekend. It's celebrating sport in the town. Specifically the history of some of the sporting clubs that this little town has produced, because it isn't just ice hockey that we shine in. I don't know what it is about Billingham, but we are a big sporting town. So the Stars will be represented there alongside the two major Billingham non-league football teams, the rugby club, which is phenomenally successful, the cricket club, which John O will tell you is also very successful, the famous running club, Marsh House Harriers, they're very famous in this region, the swimming club, the golf club, the bowling club. Have I missed anybody out? Not sure. Don't think I have. But anyway, all of the town's major sporting clubs or teams are represented at this event. It's on Saturday and Sunday. I think Saturday it's 11 till 3 and Sunday is 11 till 2. There will be Stars representation there. Still ironing out the details of who and when, but we're hoping for another Billy appearance. Fingers crossed on that one. We're hoping to have a few players down.
But basically, it'll be a great occasion, really, just to come down and find out a little bit more about the town sporting history, of which the Stars has always played a very big part. So if you're in any way into sport, which I think most people watching this podcast will be, please do come along and not only show support to the Stars and the local sports teams, but also showing support to this wonderful building that we've had in our town for well over 1,000 years, and long may it continue. It should stay, and I think Billingham Town Council is a big part of keeping that facility going. So please just come along and show your support.
Yeah, no, amen to that. And I say Billingham Town Council, again, a big supporter of the club over the last few years. It's the least we could do to kind of lend our support and give a little bit back to the council and to the town. So if you are available either day this weekend, it'd be great to see you there at St. Cuthbert's. Last thing on any other business, obviously our season's all done and dusted and what have you, but the NHL playoffs are just getting started. The first round is coming towards its conclusion. A couple of ties are already done and dusted. A quick rundown of where we are. In the East, Carolina already through. They beat Ottawa 4-0 in the sweep. The Battle of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia up 3-0, but now Pittsburgh have pulled it back to 3-2. So that goes again tomorrow night, I think. The other half of the draw, Buffalo are up 3-1 on Boston, and they actually absolutely destroyed Boston on Boston ice last night, 6-1, which was extremely funny, but not for Boston. But great story for Buffalo. Arguably the tie of the round has been Tampa Montreal. That's tied at 2-2. That's got 7 written all over it. So watch it finish in 6. But that's going along. That's been a great series to watch. In the West, Colorado already through. They swept the LA Kings, ending Anze Kopitar in a sweep. The other surprise, you could say, Anaheim are up 3-1 on Edmonton. They won in Anaheim last night, or the other night, Sunday night, I think it was, in overtime with a
dodgy goal.
Quite clearly over the line. It was like so clear. But they're up 3-1, and that goes tonight, I think, as we record this Tuesday night, back in Edmonton for Game 5. McDavid didn't take practice this morning, didn't take skate this morning. So we'll see. The other two are all square. Dallas, Minnesota is 2-2, and Vegas and Utah. That's got a bit of nasty in it as well. Vegas and Utah, even with the Zamoth on the ice, cleaning up after the games. But they're both tied at 2-2. So they've got going the distance on them as well. So let's say a couple of sweeps, couple of close ones. But what are you enjoying most, first of all, Carol?
The fourth game in the Carolina Ottawa series was genuinely hilarious. I just remember Jono putting a post on Facebook, and I knew exactly what he was watching just by his one-word post on Facebook, because it was Boom or something that you put on. Like, he's definitely watching this game. It was just genuinely funny. I think we're still waiting to hear about the sucker punch, and as to whether there'll be any repercussions from that. But oh my word, just playoff hockey, it's absolute finest.
I don't think I've known a playoffs, not just one game, like a series, the whole playoffs be as violent as this since early 90s. It's been absolutely chaotic. Every game's had blow-ups in it, and whether it's just because of what's at stake and it just means that much, or it's just cycles and it's turning back round to the way that Florida have won it the last couple of years, playing that extra physical game. So that's the way teams are taking it. But no, I've not known the playoffs be this violent in a long time. And I sit and watch it with Faye, and I'm in awe of what they put their bodies through, and how can it be so relentless for 60 minutes, and then I think we've had 3 games go to second overtime periods, or 5 periods of hockey, and it's just hit after hit after hit, and it's like, how are these D-men still standing? But it's great to watch, and you'll never find a better sport in the world better than it.
And they're not getting paid now.
No,
they're not getting paid now. The paychecks ended at the end of the regular season. They're not getting paid for all this. This is extra.
They only get 82 games. That's it.
This is unpaid. This is unpaid overtime. But yeah, playing the playoffs. I mean, I put as well as the hockey. I just love the theatre and the kind of showbiz element. Like Montreal, you just kind of beat Montreal's.
Their atmosphere for game 3 was extraordinary.
The pre-game they had. You can't remember what it was. It was Serge Savard last night. It was another one of the legends. You know, with the torch and the flames and everything. Obviously, it just looked like the Forum on a game night, but you know, it's a bit bigger. They don't have windows around the top of their top level like what we do. But no, that and the noise, and then when the OT goal went in, when the Habs won, it was just like hair on your neck and what have you. I just love that kind of putting a show on, and Montreal do it better than anybody. Like I said on social, like Montreal's here and everybody else is just playing around down here. It's unreal what they do at the Bell Centre. But yeah, I agree that the hockey's been, and the results have been mad as well. Like I said, Buffalo up on Boston, Anaheim up on Edmonton, arguably Pittsburgh, although they're threatening to come back now. But everybody had Pittsburgh winning fairly comfortably. But Philly get this guy straight out of college. He's finished his college season. Tell you what, I'll just go and play NHL. I've done my studies. I'll just go and play NHL for a bit. And he's like, right, okay, this is all right. I can do this. And they're up 3 games to love, and then obviously come back. Pittsburgh threatening to come back, so we'll see what happens with that one. But there's just stories. Every series has got a story, and you cannot kind of not watch, even though like some of the games are starting like 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, and there was one morning I woke up, my alarm went off, and I managed to catch like the 3rd period of a Vegas game or something because it had just started at like 7 o'clock in the morning over here. It was absolutely mad. So if you do still want a hockey fix, NHL playoffs, particularly the first round, because there's games every night, it kind of spaces out a bit when you get into the second round. But at the minute, there's multiple games every night. So whether you've got online or whether I still like listening to the radio, like the audio version.
Trudy listens to the Buffalo games through the radio, through the app. It blows my mind. It blew my mind when she told me she did that. She said she enjoys it.
Aye, and obviously a lot of the voices have changed since I started listening. Obviously Buffalo used to have Rick Jenneret on the radio calls. He's passed on now. Some of the radio voices are iconic as well. And you still get the atmosphere. You still got all of the stories, and I just like listening. Just put it on my phone and put it next to my bed, and I'm away. It's fantastic. And like I say, sometimes wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and there's a game still going on, so you listen to that again. So yeah, if you want a hockey fix, check out the NHL wherever you can get audio or video coverage.
And check the weekends because you will get some early face-offs.
Yeah.
Check the weekend.
Obviously depends what's still going this weekend, but Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, it'll be hard to say because there'll be a lot of game 7s or game 1s of round 2 coming up.
Saturday, a lot of the game 7s are still TBT, so they'll kind of fill in face-off times. But yeah, normally, like you say, there's a Saturday afternoon game or a Sunday afternoon game, and it's kind of early evening here, and it's really viewer or listener friendly. So yeah, fantastic. Any other business that I've missed that you think we've missed? Or
yeah, it's probably worth mentioning the news that have come out the Elite League this week that a certain Manchester Storm are taking the plunge and going back to the arena, or back home, as they say. They're going back home, and I mean, it's worth keeping an eye on to see how it goes, because if it takes off, I mean, they could become the stud team of the Elite League with those sort of fan numbers. It'll take some time, it'll take some effort. But if they get to full capacity there, like they have been before, they'll dwarf the other arenas. So it'll be certainly interesting. But I can see why they can do it to compete with the likes of your Belfast, your Nottingham, and your Sheffield. You need your 8,000s in every week. And so they're taking that plunge. So fair play to them. I just hope it doesn't cost them the franchise at the end of it. But no, good luck to them. It'd be good to see. It's good for British hockey, that's for sure. And it's a fantastic arena to watch hockey in. To be fair, I've managed to watch hockey in there, watch the Storm in there. So yeah, I wish them all the best success.
Yeah, no, definitely. Ryan Finney, who's part of the ownership now, former player, former coach, owned the Storm for a couple of years, and obviously they feel they've kind of outgrown Altrincham, and they want to try their hand at being back in the city centre. And like you say, depending on how old you are, it's either the 9X Arena or the MEN Arena, or now it's the AO Arena.
I certainly remember the 9X.
Yeah. Definitely. The one for me was the Super League playoffs of 1999. Newcastle, who were then the River Kings, another team who's had like a million names. Newcastle River Kings finished 8th in the league. Played Sheffield. We made it to the final four. Well, one more group made it to the final four. Played Sheffield in the semi-final Saturday afternoon. No goals for 57 minutes. And then just before the 58th minute, Hilton Ruggles, there's a name, holds off like two Sheffield players single-handedly, dishes it across the net to Sean Johnson, who dekes the goalie out of his pants and roofs it 1-0. Score an empty net goal to make it 2. Sheffield score to make it 2-1. And then we score another empty net goal to win 3-1. And the best memory of me, I mean, we lost the semi-final, this was final to London 7-3, but don't talk about that. Semi-final in the MEN Arena, it was me and my sister. There were 2 empty seats next to us on the Saturday. There were 2 Sheffield fans sitting there on the Sunday who didn't come to the semi-final because it wasn't worth it, because Sheffield were going to win.
Oh dear.
So yeah, no, but the MEN, 9X, whatever, a fantastic place to watch.
It's an arena stout in history these days as well now, so if you can get to an Elite League game, get yourself along. I mean, they normally have a Steelers game around Christmas and New Year, don't they? They kind of have that biggie. Like Steelers will play Panthers around Boxing Day. And then they have the big New Year with Storm. So I can imagine it being quite a big crowd for that New Year. So if you want a big New Year, well, we're nowhere near there and all, but if you want your New Year hockey fix, maybe get yourself along to the Storm and the Steelers that New Year.
It's a brave move. It's a fantastic move if it comes off. I was pleased to see when they obviously had the launch. The arena are very much on board. They're part of it. They were part of the press release. They were part of the media day. So they'll need the arena support. It's going to be a big publicity job to get the fans back into the city centre. But if it comes off, literally the
be a big job for an announcer there as well. A big moment for the announcer. I mean, they used to have great announcers there. I don't know what they're going to do this time around. Because
I don't know, because the guy who did Manchester when it first opened was a guy called John Hammond, who was a radio guy. But he made that kind of role his own. And when Storm came back in Altrincham, they brought him back for the first couple of years, and I managed to catch up with him when I was doing one of my other podcasts. I was doing the Voices of Hockey one, so I had a good chat with John Hammond for an hour or so, and he was saying like how it came about, and because he'd never seen hockey before, so he was brand new to it. So his big thing was, we don't boo, we just cheer louder for our team. So that was his thing, and he got the crowd participation stuff. So
I wonder if they roll it back for a third time.
It's a blank canvas if whoever does it, if the guy from Storm keeps doing it. I remember his name, but I can't get it off the top of my head at this moment. But no, I was pleased to see the arena were on board. It's going to need the arena and the team. load of marketing, load of publicity, load of advertising, just to get people. In theory, city centre is an easier sell than Altrincham, but you're going to need to reach those people and get them to come to a game, because we all know if you get people to come to a game, the game will get them hooked and it'll get them coming back. But you need to get them there that first time. That's always the hardest thing. So, anything on Manchester, Carol? Have you been to MEN, 9X?
Yeah,
whatever?
quite a few times. I'm gonna sit and quietly watch what happens further down the ladder for me, because obviously Manchester leaving and going back home leaves Planet Ice with a facility that the highest ranked team there is now N2, and I can't see that lasting. So I'm just going to watch quietly and see what happens further down the chain.
Yeah. No, they've got the Aces in North too. They've got the full junior program. They've got a women's program. I think there's a para there. The para plays a witness, I think. But there's like the full juniors and women's program as well. So we'll see what happens with the available ice that's there for a new senior team, perhaps. Fantastic. Well, so keep an eye on that as things develop. There was just one last thing, and it's from me. The Blackburn playoff game the other week was my last game on the mic for the Billingham Stars. Taking a step back from doing the announcing for game days. I've done it pretty much since day one. I didn't quite make day one. I think you had Irish Andy for the first 2 or 3 games.
You did.
Sorry about that. I had a bad throat, as you now know, I get regularly. But yeah, no, it's. I think it was time for a change. I'm still going to be around, going to be helping on the media side, try and reset our video coverage, which we used to do, and try and get that back up and running. But yeah, time for a change on the mic. So we will have a new announcer. We will announce who it is shortly, not right now. But just as a thank you to everybody who's joined in with the Daft Chants and things that we've done. It's been great.
Woo!
Woo. When it was needed, Jono, it was just when it was needed. It was all about timing, as you know. Not every time, just when it was needed. Mainly against a certain team, but that's a story for another time. But no, I really enjoyed doing it. I was honoured to be asked when the team came back to Billingham to get the call off Al, who I didn't know at the time. Who's this Alan bloke? But no, really enjoyed it. But I think time for a refresh and a new voice and a new change, and excited to see what this person can do. We'll let you know more about that in due course. But yeah, that's it for now from my side on the mic. But I'm not going anyway. Still can't get rid of it. We're still doing the podcast.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, because I bet you were going to hope that you could just switch this podcast off and bugger off. But I just wanted to say one quick thing.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, just a massive thank you, because to do what you've done so consistently for, I don't even want to say how many years, because it makes me feel really old. But
well, how do you think it makes me feel?
Yeah, exactly.
My hair was that colour when I started.
Was it 14 years?
2011. Yeah, so nearly 15. So I just wanted to say a massive thank you. But as you're not going anywhere, it feels a bit weird. So I'll just say massive thank you for all that you've done on the mic. And here's to a refreshed and new look Stars media team next season. Yeah,
amen to that. I say, well, the new voice will probably get them on the pod next month. Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure they'll be amenable.
So. I think so.
Yeah. No, so thank you for that. You're not getting rid of me. I'm still going to be around. Yeah, we all need a change now and again, and I decided 15 years was probably enough, and we'll have a change.
You'll probably see more of you, won't you, with interviews and all that jazz, podcasting and
this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So many ideas. I'm going to take the summer off first, though, and then come back refreshed. Yeah.
All the clips you could make now that you can send to Solly, will be poof.
I'll get them signing up properly, and I will do them a subscription deal. They can sign up for free content. But no, it's been great doing it. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, I started with a League and playoff double, finished with a Grand Slam because nothing happened after the Grand Slam, did it? No, so that was fine. Yeah, all good.
That's 4 trophies, isn't
it? That was 4 trophies, yeah.
Oh, Tyne Tees as well. Tyne Tees as well.
4 and a bit then.
Yeah. Do you know what? Unlike other podcasts, not even going to bother mentioning it. Sorry for.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of news. More on that in due course.
And to be fair, the league's been far better without them, so they can stay where they are.
Enjoy.
Yeah. That's a podcast thing. Right. If there's nothing more any more business, so definitely check out the NHL if you can, particularly the last few games of this first round, because it's going to be mad. But we'll be back sometime in May. Carol, as you know from the previous episode, has signed up like everybody in the world to come on the podcast during the summer. So we need to start fitting those guests in as soon as we can. So we'll be back sometime in May with our first catch up. Who knows? We might have actually some. What am I saying? Some team news. It's May. What am I saying? Who knows? That was a silly thing to say, wasn't it?
We'll give Carol a challenge. She's got to try and come back with some team news for the next podcast. Good luck, mate. Have fun.
It's one that I will fail. I can tell you that right here and now.
Yeah. Alan's fun is kind of going down the shutdown mode. We'll draw a veil there then. Just gone to the hour. Thanks as always for the support of the pod. Wherever you get your StarCast, whether you watch it on video on YouTube, on Facebook, or you listen to the audio through any of your podcast providers. Always great when you like and share. Give us a review and a rating. It is much appreciated. But for now, we'll leave it there. We'll be back, as I say, sometime in May. From everybody at the StarCast, bye for now.
Thank you for watching and listening to StarCast. Follow us on social media and remember to subscribe and leave a review on your podcast platform.